Good morning to everyone. You know what? When my dad's still alive, he told me something about the church in Holland. You know Holland? It's the same as Amsterdam in Netherlands. He told me something about the church there. And he said to me like this one. 35 years ago, said, my father went to Amsterdam, Netherlands, to attend Billy Graham's conference. You know Billy Graham? He was a great preacher. Okay. And then there is one Sunday morning when my dad walking in the street, and there's a big church caught his attention. A verse engraved in the front wall of the church. It says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." But it surprised as my dad looking at the church. He was surprised the door is closed. No one is in there. No Christian music you will hear. No children's. No family attending the church. No youths. No adults. No pastors. No worship service early in the morning. Nothing. It seems that the church doesn't exist anymore. The sad thing is, my father said, you can see a lot of people in the park, and most of them in the beach, enjoying themselves and relaxing. And my dad said, and I asked him why. I was only 7 years old then when he told me that like that. And he said to me, it's their choice to serve. Okay. Earthly God than heavenly God. You know then, it's their choice. It was 35 years ago. I don't know what happened now in the Dutch people in Amsterdam. I don't know if some churches are still closed. Okay. And the message this morning is about Joshua 24, verse 15. I just read it. But serving the Lord seemed undesirable to you. Then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods of your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates, of the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Lord, bless the message this morning. We ask your understanding, your message this morning, O Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Typically, you might see the scriptural verse, as for me and my house, adorning someone's doorway at home. As a plaque they keep in the kitchen, you can see in the kitchen, or on their mantle in the living room. It's a recognized verse of the Bible that many attribute to their belief in how they should live individually and as a family. Maybe some of you do not know who declares that verse in the Old Testament. Okay, when I was a boy, I don't know who declares that verse. My teacher said, "Oh, just memorize the verse. As for me and my house, we will serve all." That's all. I don't know the meaning. Okay, it's a bold proclamation made that many Christians, even today, seek to follow in their daily lives. But what should be realized is that a meaning declaration made centuries ago can be lived out today as though it was just spoken yesterday. Okay. Let's talk about Joshua. Okay. Who is Joshua anyway? You know who's Joshua? Okay. Yeah. According to the book of Exodus, if you read the book of Exodus, Numbers, and book of Joshua, Joshua was the number one assistant of Moses. Today, maybe he was the Secretary of Defense, the commanding general of Moses during the time. Okay, one of the 12 spies. Okay, who encouraged the Israelites to proceed into Canaan. So he was a brave Christian. Okay, despite the giants that lived there, and who was appointed the Israelites' new leader after Moses' death. This verse, from Joshua, verse 24 to 15, okay, tells the Israelite about what God has done for them. Since the beginning, bringing Abraham into new land and sending the Jewish people out of Egyptian bondage, through Moses and Aaron to where they were presently, following Joshua to the gods of Promised Land. And Joshua had witnessed several shameful behaviors. You know what shameful behaviors? Okay. The Lord blessed so much the Israelites. Okay. When they complained to the Lord, he said, "Oh Lord, please, we're very hungry." Okay. This just right away. Moses prayed to the Lord, "Lord, please, our people complains they were hungry. They have no money to buy foods." And right away, the Lord's pour blessing to them. Okay. But Joshua witnessed the shameful behaviors exhibited by Israelites as they wandered the wilderness with Moses. Even they blessed the Lord. They just worship. The number one sin of Israelites is worshiping the idols. If you read the book of Old Testament, the number one sin of Israelites is the idols, to worship. Okay. And so like this, wander the wilderness with Moses from the creation of the golden calf to what he had seen prior to his statement from the Lord in Joshua chapter 24. He pleads with his people to turn away from the gods their father worshipped while in Egypt and while traveling in the wilderness. His hope was to show them through his revisited history about God's love and provision in their lives and in their ancestors' lives, that it was better to serve the Lord who took care of them than false God who demanded unholy sacrifices but did little help. Okay. At the time of proclamation, Joshua gathered all the tribe of Israel to challenge the people with the utmost freedom to decide once and for all who they will serve. Okay, maybe he said, maybe Joshua said, I was too old now. Okay, I have to come everyone. I have to tell you something. Okay, I have to remind you. You know what? Sometimes the Israelites had a dreaded disease. Dementia? The loss of memory. Even they were not adults, they have the loss of memory. What I'm trying to point out is they always forget God's goodness in their lives. Okay? Every now and then they change their mind. If they're 1 year, 2 years, 3 years serving the Lord, and after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they complain. Just like us, sometimes. Okay. We're not satisfied with our lives. Sometimes we're not contented with what we have today. Okay. He gives the choice of their old ways of worship, Joshua said, and their idols, or the chance to serve the one true God who had brought them out of slavery in Egypt. Okay, imagine that. How long the Israelites become slaves from Egypt? Almost 500 years. Okay, almost 500 years. Okay, what do you mean by covenant? Covenant to serve the Lord. Okay, covenant means an agreement between two persons. Okay, do you experience in your life? Maybe in your wife. When you get married, you have covenant with Him. But do you experience with the Lord that you always, every day, maybe after 2 years, 3 years, you broke your promise, and then again, you say to the Lord, promise, Lord, I will not do that anymore. Okay? But then again and again, like the Israelites, it happens. It broke your promise to the Lord you are given. The Israelites were a stubborn generations. Stubborn generations. Yeah. That had grown up wandering in the desert for 40 years. Why allow God wander His people around the Canaan? Okay, what do you think why? Okay, it was punishment from the Lord because how they turned their backs on God in the desert after being rescued from 400 years of slavery. Okay, the Lord tests their faiths. Okay, anyway, even us. Okay, the book of Deuteronomy is Moses' retelling of Israelite history and summary of the law for new generations, most of whom had not been present for the exodus from Egypt, the giving of the law at Sinai, and the refusal to enter the promised land. Later, when Joshua became the leader, he calls on Israel to follow the Lord. You see, they can choose between life and prosperity, or death and destruction with the proclamation of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. Okay, not only just Joshua always remind the Israelites. Okay, the Lord our God sent different people, different prophets, just to remind Israelites. Okay, they sent Moses. Even if you read the whole Bible, they sent a lot of prophets just to remind the Israelites because they had. Yeah, just like today. Okay, we are thankful to Paul. Because Paul, the Lord sent Paul in the gospel. You know how many missionary journey Paul's had? Many. Why? They go to different churches. Why? To fix all the problems, to fix their spiritual lives. Just like us, today, the Lord sent pastors, elders, Christian friends to visit you, just to remind you and tap you, hey, how are you? That's why your pastor, our Pastor Calvin, sometimes visit you, a surprise visit in your church, in your home. Okay, hi, Pastor. Hey, because the Lord concerned to us. Yeah, because the Lord loves us. Even you have a big sin, there is no smaller big sins. It's a sin. Okay, even you make sins, the Lord still loves you. For 400 years, the Israelites loved sinning, but the Lord still loved them. Okay, Joshua challenged his people, his relatives, his family. Okay. The old general was 110 years old. His time on his earth was almost done. And he was delivering essentially his last word to his people. Oh, I'm old, please. After wandering with the Israelites for 40 years, leading them into promised land, and shaping them into a nation, what was the most pressing thing on Joshua's mind? A call to commitment. Hey, just put in your mind. Okay, he said, I'm old. Who will be going to remind you about God's goodness? Okay. Choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, Joshua said. Joshua commands them to choose whom you will serve. Not you will serve. We will serve someone, either the enemy or the Lord. Your money, your children, your career, your family, your friends or bosses. Joshua knew that his people had sometime, I don't know what do you mean by fickle relationship with God. Okay. They were easily annoyed. They got distracted. Like us, what Pastor Kelvin said 2 weeks ago, there's a lot of distraction. Okay. Even just going to church this morning, there's some distractions. Going to church. Okay, even attending church activity, there's a lot of distractions. Okay, I'm really appreciate this morning because I saw a lot of, I don't know if you consider senior citizens. Okay, because in our church in the Philippines, there's a lot of youths. Okay, maybe 30% attending the church. is adult, senior citizen, and the rest is youth. And I really appreciate, even in your age, you're still here, worshiping and serving the Lord. Okay. Joshua said, you were easily got distracted. They were impatient. They made demands. Oh Lord, Joshua, please, I need this, I need this, I need this one. Okay, sometimes we're not satisfied what we have, you know. The Lord gives you a job and you have earning of $2,000. You're not satisfied. Oh Lord, please, I need a $3,000 salaries. Okay, you have a good home, you have a Mercedes-Benz, you're not satisfied. The Lord bless your life so much, but you're still complaining. Okay, you have no sometimes peace and love in your heart. Okay, they wanted God to do what they wanted God to do. Okay, so before leaving them, Joshua knew it was time to draw a line in the sun. He was calling them to a decision. Choose whom you will serve, whether it's God or something else. Okay. The new generation today, I don't know if I belong to the new generation because I'm now in 40s. But the new generation today choose not to go to church. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know, because we have different cultures. Okay. Sometimes cultures affects relationship to God. And said, but as for me and my house, Joshua said, maybe there's a lot of Israelites gathering. He said, there's no mic during the time. I don't know. They will hear Joshua. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua used his wisdom and love for God to set the examples and declare, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua was determined to serve God no matter what happened. Okay? No matter where I am, I will serve the Lord, he said, and trust God wholeheartedly. We just like Israelites in Joshua's time, face an endless list of things we could put in front of God. We may not have more false gods available as today, but they certainly look different than they did back then. Neither way, the result is the same. These distractions come between us and God, and they compete with the Creator for our time and devotions. As a result, we just like our Asian ancestors. We're easily annoyed, we get distracted, we're impatient, we make demands, we want God to do what we want God to do. We're standing at the moment of decision. And Joshua is drawing a line in the sand for us too. Choose this day, you will serve. Joshua challenged them. Okay. Joshua reminds the Israelites of God, their provider. Maybe I will end this one here. This was long, Pastor. The people choose the path of righteousness by telling Joshua, they will serve the Lord and forsake their former gods, rededicating themselves to the covenant with the Lord. This from Joshua to call them all witnesses for their verbalized allegiance to the holy God. So we learn from this revolutionary speech that Joshua brought awareness to the Israelites, reminding them that all their provisions and survival in the wilderness over the past several years from loving God who had done the same, generations before them, and will continue for generations to come. You know what? When the Israelites followed the Lord wholeheartedly, the Lord blessed them. Okay. Pour out blessing for the whole tribe and the whole nations. When we ask something to the Lord gave more than you expect. Okay. Sometimes we said, Lord, please, I need $100 this coming week. Then the Lord gave you $200. He is the God of provider. Okay? When you don't have a job, just ask. The Lord will give you jobs. That's what I experienced when I'm here in Australia. Even Edom. Okay? When you trust the Lord wholeheartedly, the Lord will bless you. Not just you. The Lord said, the Lord's blessing is not just only you, but the whole of your family, the whole tribes, the whole nations. Okay? I will end this here. There is a study survey conducted by retired pastors among believers inside the church, entitled, "A Questions of Commitment." There are 10 pastors participants that will be interviewed about the church members. Each pastor told the year 2005 they received 10 members who accepted Jesus Christ, and they say they will fully committed their life in serving the Lord. Most of them are youth, and some are young adults, and some are senior citizens. They were blessed because some of them are singers, singing in the church. Some are musicians, and some of them are Sunday school teachers. Okay. However, after 10 years serving the Lord, inside, outside the church, you will be surprised. 75% of them leave the church and turn away from the Lord. And 25% remain still serving and trusting the Lord. Reasons: sin, jobs, peer pressure, family, money, relationships, careers, health. And they said, I'm not happy anymore in the church. I have one question for us this morning. Until when we're going to serve the Lord? 5 years? 10 years? 20 years? Or forever? Do you have also a timeline when you are going to stop serving the Lord? Or you want to become like Joshua, that he make a covenant to the Lord, that no matter what happened, no matter where I am, no matter what the situation I am, even I have a disease, I have cancer, I will serve the Lord and trust the Lord wholeheartedly. God bless the message this morning.